Good morning. Let's do a day in the life today. So I thought, why not? I just posted a week in the life the other day, and I said to myself in those videos, I also said to you guys in those videos, I was like, yeah, I just film a few things every day and we'll do week in the life videos. But oh man, I'm so bad. It's like, you know when people do photo dumps for like Instagram and things like that? I'm fucking dog shit at them. I don't take photos ever. I'm a huge advocate of just living in the moment. I don't like living behind my phone in the sense of just like taking photos of shit. Like I'll just genuinely stand there and look at something and like don't even think to take a photo. I don't know why. Even when I'm like, it's really bad because even when I'm at shows, I don't really take photos. Usually if my partner's there, I'll be like, can you take photos? Because I'm not going to. Like I'm going to forget or I'm going to be caught up in looking at something and all that kind of shit. So like I barely got any photos or like even videos of like Michael. I think I got two and you would have seen the one on Instagram. Maybe I'll insert it here of me like screaming my head off. But woke up, coffee. We got a meeting at 9 today. I might be going to the gym at 10:30 with Michael, potentially, just to sort of help him train, just because obviously he's about less than 2 weeks out. I think he's 10 days out. 12 days out. 12 days out. Potentially Tony is going to look over him. So Tony wants to have a look at him. He said he asked Michael if he ever wants a hand, he'll have a look. So potentially there, maybe snap some pics of Tony looking at Michael, all that kind of stuff. And then after this, we'll go for a walk after the coffee. I've been sitting around, bumming out for a little bit this morning. It is currently 6:50, so I got up at 6, rolled out of bed at 20 past, jumped on the scales. I was 86.7 this morning. So yeah, we'll do a bit of a day in life, get some meals in. If I train at Doherty's, it's going to be hard to get training clips, but I'll see what I can do. Maybe we'll get some posing clips in the posing room or something like that. I don't know what people prefer, me training or me posing, but we'll see how we go. And I'll see you soon. Whatever, bro. So finished up check-ins for the morning. Meeting pending, half an hour. But I'm getting into my meal one. So meal one is my normal meal one at the moment, but there's just a little bit of a change. So usually my meal one is eggs, 2 wraps, and then yogurt and a little bit of fruit. So there'll be a little bit of a tweak to today's normal meal planning just because I am training a little bit earlier. So I'll show you the first meal. So we've got steak, we've got a carb balance wrap. So I think I've discussed these in a video before. They're like 13 grams of carbs per wrap. It's just an easy way to get a little bit of extra fiber in. And then obviously, like I said, steaks, there's 200 grams of steak there. Plug. Look at that Coaching Collective shaker. And then in amongst the mixture, so it looks a little bit weird, but there's a bit of bone broth in there. And what I do is I put rice, sweet potato, pumpkin, and spinach all in the rice cooker. And I just cook it up and I pretty much bulk batch it for like 2 days. So I used half of the batch yesterday. I used the other half today. But yeah, the idea is to get a bit of a mixture of carbohydrate sources. So obviously, you know, potassium from sweet potato, pumpkin, all that good stuff. Same with the spinach. Great for muscle contractions, great for hydration as well. It's just a good thing to get. I usually try to keep my sodium to potassium ratio at 1:1. I noticed that I was getting a little bit dehydrated. Me and Matt sat down and we sort of worked out that my sodium was probably a little bit too high. And it wasn't even that it was too high, it was just too high for my water consumption. So I do about 6 liters of water a day. But like in comparison, I was doing a lot more sodium than I needed to potassium. So that was the change that I made. And it's very easy just to throw everything in the rice cooker, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's meal one. We'll smash it down. We'll do this meeting and then we'll probably head off to the gym. Like I said, I think Michael wants to be there at like 10:30ish. So I'll probably get there at like 10 because Michael's a little bit quicker to train. So I'll probably leave as soon as we finish up that meeting and just get some shit done.
What I was talking about. Yeah, so
So I'm heading in a little bit earlier than Michael to the gym, just because I'm pulling up to get a ghost, and I'll probably do some steps on the treadmill before. So, love a ghost. What the fuck's going on? I need to wash my hair back. I'm spewing. They only had the one flavour, sour watermelon. That's what happens when you go to Coles, 7-Eleven, all of them. Home from the gym, fantastic push session, went really, really fucking well. I'll break down the session for you. I did only get one clip. of training, and I don't even know if it's good because I haven't actually watched it back yet, but I just did my incline dumbbell press. I was filming, and then when I was there, it was like Jude was there, Isabel was there, Michael was there, we're all there training. So it was just a little bit more, I don't know, it was a little bit more of just a, we chill, we train hard, we spot each other, and we talk in between. So just like didn't really get the camera out much, to be fair, and it's also very hard to get the camera out without a tripod. But what I'll do is I'll pop some posing up here. I did film myself posing as I always do. And then pretty much the session was a incline machine press. So I did the hammer strength, pin loaded, followed up with incline cable flies into dumbbell lateral raises supersetted with upright row. And then on the cables. And then some, I'm meant to be doing the M torture overhead tricep extension, and then but I just picked a different tricep variation movement that would train the long head, and then long rope tricep extensions. So not too bad, short sharp session. Did a little bit of abs as well, and then obviously the posing, which was really good. Me and Michael and Jude were in the posing room with Michael, with Tony Doherty. So what we did was, just looked over. Tony was giving Michael some tips and stuff like that. He said to Michael, just come get me every couple of days and we'll sort of reassess and see where you're at. So that's good for Michael, really good. But we'll turn around and look at the new meal. So we've got some corn thins, a bit of cottage cheese, and apples. I'm really fucking with apples and cottage cheese at the moment. And then a bit of yogurt as well, a little bit of whey in there. And then hydration station. So I'll try and pound this while I have this meal, get as much in as possible. I also had a Gatorade, straight after the gym, sugar-free. So just trying to keep the fluids up as much as I can. Still got to do 4K steps, and let's start grinding out some work. So it's only 2 meals in so far, so you'll see a few. I think me and Alana are having salmon tonight. So that'll be good for you guys to see. Off for a little walk. Just finishing up my steps. I've got a consultation call at 5 p.m. So it's about 30 minutes, 40 minutes away, so I'll just do a quick 20 minutes. I also ate a meal just before and I forgot to film it, so it was just an English muffin with 2 eggs, sort of just filling the calorie and macro gap for the day, because I've still got 2 meals to go, which is very rare for this time. So you'll see those next few meals, I'll make sure to get them. But yeah, just gonna clock up some steps. It's a nice day, and then we'll see you at the next meal. I don't know how I do it every time. I legit got home from the walk, put the meals together, slapped in the microwave, came down here, and absolutely punished it. Yep. Anyway, same exact concoction as that pre-workout meal. So it's the sweet potato, the pumpkin, the rice, the spinach. I'm fucking loving that at the moment. And it's like, comes out really nice. It's like really soft and it's just easy to digest. It's fucking elite. And then with that meal, it's 2 kangaroo patties. So because I trained earlier in the day today, usually I'll do my meal 1, like I said, like the eggs and whatever. So that was what I had just before, except usually it's a little bit flip-flopped. But for today, it's because I've swapped everything around. But usually I'll do the steak for pre, a little bit of fat, a little bit of fiber in there as well, a little slow down digestion. I actually have it a lot earlier. I probably have it maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours before training. And then this post-workout meal is the exact same mixture, except I do with kangaroo, because kangaroo is a lot leaner, quicker uptake, and we don't want that digestion to be too slow post-workout. But in saying this as well, like I still do sweet potato, which is a low GI option of carbohydrate, but I'm not too concerned about it because I do know there's rice in there and things like that to sort of shuttle into the cell and all that kind of thing. But yeah, that's pretty much the meals there. I'm going to pretty much get on this call in about 5 minutes. So I'll see you at the final meal. I fucking hope. Okay, so final meal. I actually managed to film this one, unlike the last 2. So what I've got here is cucumber, capsicum, tomato, and feta in a salad. Lana, what's that called? Shopska salad. There's a bit of pomegranate in there as well because we had some in the fridge, so I've put that in. Then we've got salmon, 200 grams of salmon with a honey soy marinade and garlic that Alana's made on it. So all tracked, all accounted for. You can probably notice that this is actually carbohydrate free, essentially, this meal. So usually, recently, I've been doing my final meal of just like veg and meat. Because I find when it gets to this point of the day, it's like after I eat this meal, it's just like I know I'm going to bed soon, so I don't actually get hungry. Whereas through the day, I find that I can be quite peckish, and I'm sitting there thinking about my next meal sometimes. So, which is very fucking rare for an off season. Just goes to show that my food doesn't sit very high to put on some size. But yeah, we're gonna eat this meal. We're gonna have a Coke Zero Vanilla, which Pepsi Max vanilla was a lot better, but Pepsi Max vanilla was not on special. So we'll have one of those, and then I guess we'll wrap up a little bit later on. Or better than a time to wrap up the video the next morning, right? So went to bed last night, supplements as usual. You would have seen them in the last video, probably still the same stuff. Nothing's changed there. Just picking up some groceries. Had to get some pumpkin and some tomatoes for today, so picked those up. But yeah, that's pretty much the video. Pretty chill day in the life. Nothing really too exciting, and I'll catch you on the next one.